Chris Watts' story is a profound tragedy that destroyed the life of a seemingly happy family and shook the community of Frederick, Colorado, as well as the entire nation. Chris was born in 1985 in North Carolina and grew up in an average, unremarkable family. By nature, he was introverted and showed no extraordinary peculiarities in his childhood or youth. In 2010, Chris met Shanann. Shanann, born in 1984, grew up in a small town in North Carolina. She was a cheerful, energetic, and determined woman who always remained positive despite health challenges she suffered from lupus. She worked for the company Levelum, which marketed nutritional supplements, and used social media intensively to document her life and work. Chris and Shanann quickly fell in love and got married in 2012. Shortly thereafter, they moved to Frederick, Colorado, where they began a new life. The couple built what seemed to be a happy life. They bought a large house in a nice suburb and had two daughters, Bella Marie Watts, 4 years old, and Celeste Catherine Cease Watts, 3 years old. Shanann often shared pictures and videos of their family life on social media, showcasing the happy moments of their children and the loving relationship with her husband. From the outside, the Watts family appeared to epitomize the perfect picture of a happy American suburban life. Chris worked as an oil field technician for Anadarko Petroleum, while Shanann continued to work for Levelum, selling their products. The job as an oil field technician meant that Chris often had long hours and occasionally had to work in remote areas, which presented challenges for the family dynamics. Nevertheless, they seemed to navigate these challenges together. However, in 2018, things began to change. Chris started an extramarital affair with Nicole Kessinger, a colleague from the oil field. Kessinger, unaware of Chris's marriage and family, quickly developed a serious relationship with him. Chris began spending more and more time with Nicole and emotionally distanced himself from Shanann and the children. Shanann noticed the changes in his behavior and began to suspect something was wrong. She confronted Chris multiple times about his distance and coldness, but Chris denied everything and pretended that nothing was wrong. On August 13, 2018, Shanann returned from a business trip and was brought home by her friend Nicole Atkinson. Shanann was 3 months pregnant with their third child, a boy they planned to name Nicole. Upon her return, she and Chris had a heated argument. Shanann confronted Chris again about her suspicions and the prospect of a possible separation. In the early morning hours of August 13, 2018, Shanann and her two daughters, Bella and Celeste, vanished from their home. Nicole Atkinson became worried when Shanann did not respond to messages and missed a scheduled doctor's appointment. Nicole reported Shanann and the children's disappearance to the police, and a large-scale search operation was launched. Chris Watts appeared in front of the camera and gave several television interviews, seemingly desperate for the return of his family. The police conducted intensive investigations and searched the Watts home. They found Shanann's phone, keys, and purse, indicating that she had not left the house voluntarily. The family car, still parked at the house, further reinforced this suspicion. During the investigation, Chris's behavior was found to be suspicious. He was nervous and uncooperative, avoiding giving clear answers to the investigators. On August 15, 2018, after intense interrogations and a polygraph test that indicated Chris was lying, he finally confessed. Chris initially claimed that he killed Shanann in a fit of rage as she allegedly strangled the children. He later admitted to murdering his wife and both daughters himself. Chris explained that he strangled Shanann in their bedroom during a heated argument about their marriage and his affair. After killing Shanann, he transported her body along with Bella and Celeste in his truck to a remote oil field where he worked. There, he killed his daughters one by one. Bella, the older daughter, had to watch her younger sister Celeste being murdered before she herself was strangled. Chris then hid the bodies of his daughters in oil tanks and buried Shanann in a shallow grave nearby. The tragedy drew worldwide media attention and led to enormous public outrage. The shocking details of the murders and the fact that Chris had previously publicly pleaded for the well-being of his family made the situation even more tragic and abhorrent. Chris Watts was formally charged on November 6, 2018, with multiple counts of murder, unlawful termination of a pregnancy, and other charges. He pleaded guilty to avoid a possible death sentence. On November 19, 2018, Chris Watts was sentenced to 5 life sentences, without the possibility of parole, plus 48 years for the unlawful termination of the pregnancy and 36 years for the disposal of the bodies. He was transferred to the Dodge Correctional Institution in Wisconsin for his safety. The Chris Watts case remains a disturbing example of domestic violence, the destruction of a seemingly stable family, and the depths of human behavior. It highlights how profound and destructive secrets and lies in a relationship can be. The tragedy has raised awareness about domestic violence and underscored the need to recognize and act upon signs of potential danger early on. The Chris Watts case serves as a chilling reminder of the hidden complexities within seemingly perfect lives. It highlights how appearances can be deceiving and how deeply personal struggles can go unnoticed by those around us. The tragedy underscores the importance of understanding the full depth of human behavior and the potential for unexpected actions in even the most stable appearing individuals. The Watts family's story remains a sobering lesson in the fragility of life and the unforeseeable consequences of unaddressed internal conflicts, leaving a lasting impact on all who followed the harrowing events. That's the story of the chilling murders committed by Chris Watts, a case that shocked the world and forever altered the lives of all who knew the Watts family.